Hello there. A little late night video here. I'm already relaxing on the bed. But I saw a message from Leonardo Petronio Tias. He is a Spanish speaking follower of my channel. And it looks like he's thinking about starting a Spanish speaking tinnitus help channel. Maybe he can be the Spanish tinnitus coach. I don't know. But that would be awesome. And I was telling him that as he's starting to feel better, this is the perfect time to start, because he can remember what it's like to have tinnitus and remember what it's like to start to get better. That's about when I started my channel too. I was starting to get better, but I wasn't quite there yet. And wouldn't it be great if we can just start to have some collaboration of people who have tinnitus, who help each other and share with each other and help each other to understand the challenges that we've all gone through and what we did to make it better. And then on top of that, do it in different languages. I think I'm prepared to do it in Chinese. I've been studying Chinese for almost 9 years now. And I would love to help people who are Chinese speakers to improve their situation too. So I did a couple of videos before where I spoke Chinese, but I fear that if I start speaking to you in Chinese now, it won't be too interesting to you, and you'll just sort of, stop listening to my video. But it would be so cool if we could just start to get some different people working together in different languages even to help share the experience of what we do to habituate. And then, on top of that, just, I don't want to go about exposing people who are trying to help, but I know there's a lot of people that are making money. Someone mentioned selling $1,000 plus devices that just make a background noise when you could just do the same thing on YouTube, right? You can find there's more sounds available on YouTube than any other place on the planet. And you don't need to buy a $1,000 device. I suppose they have some kind of special headphones, and the noise will bounce back and forth between the ears, and it'll maybe confuse the brain a little bit, confuse it away from the tinnitus, and maybe it's some kind of special frequency, some kind of special method. But let me tell you, they could do the same thing and put the earphones on you and play it from YouTube, but they want to have this thing they sell you behind curtain number 1 that you can only buy it, and then you'll find out what's behind curtain number 1 after you spent $1,000, right? So, and what's awful is when we're desperate. Earlier today, there was someone I made a video about who has not been able to sleep for 4 days. They had some sort of dental procedure. They got the tinnitus after that, and then they haven't been able to sleep for 4 days. So they're basically having a terrible anxiety problem, and they're so scared with the tinnitus. I think many of us have all been there. And what I really want to get to is where I know there's so many of us who were there and then got to a better place. And we need to talk about that more. I hope some of you might decide to have a little courage and start talking about your little successes and share it here on YouTube. I don't think there's anything you have to be concerned about as far as somebody else finding out you have tinnitus. It's something that I hope you can be comfortable telling people about and say, hey, I have this problem and I'm working through it. Because as you start to talk about it and you start to have, the confidence to say, hey, I'm working on this thing, then you're going to also have the confidence to actually work on it and improve your situation. So don't be afraid to say, I have tinnitus or tinnitus. But don't be afraid to say it. I've got tinnitus and it's part of me now. And you know what? I can make it. And I'm going to start telling you about what I'm doing, the challenges I face, and some of the good things that I was able to do even with the challenges. So I want to encourage you to tell your story. I know if you're watching me now, unless you're in the first 4 days like the guy who can't sleep, you've been able to figure out a few things. You've been able to figure out a few things to help you cope. Start talking about those things. Let's take the good side of what you did and maybe work from there forward. The good side of you were able to sleep better. You were able to sometimes get your mind off of it. You still had some bad days. Yeah, it comes back, and it even comes back really bad sometimes. I've got it right now. It never goes away. But I forget about it. Do you sometimes forget about it? Surely you do. So start talking about your story. Maybe like right now, I'm talking to you and I'm looking at my face on the screen and I see myself talking. I'm healing me by doing that. I'm telling my story to you. And I have the confidence to get in front of you and tell you. I want you to have the confidence. Start by talking to yourself. Then talk to your friends. And then maybe start telling your story here on YouTube. I don't know how long I'll be doing this, but I hope a long time. I hope I can help a lot of people, but can you help me? Can you help you? Can you start talking about you? First, talk to yourself. Just why don't you pop on your camera on your phone and record a video of yourself talking. You don't have to upload it to YouTube yet. Practice a few times. And then watch yourself talking on the screen. It's kind of an interesting thing to do. Have you ever done that? Have you ever watched yourself talking on the camera and then go back and listen to the recording? Practice like that. Practice telling your story about tinnitus and telling your story. Think about how if you had to help somebody who has tinnitus, what would you say to them? Start telling that story. And then you'll be helping yourself at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So just an idea to think about. And I forgot his name. Leonardo Petronia Diaz. I think I got it. I also hope you will tell your story in Spanish. Wouldn't that be great? And if you do, I promise I'll make some videos in Chinese. And I'm going to end this video. You might want to stop now. Saying a little bit about you in Chinese. 我很感谢你，就是说你会把你自己的故事说西班牙语，西班牙语 is Spanish， 会帮助很多人，因为你可以告诉他们关于你自己的体验。So I just said you can use Spanish to tell people about your experience. Okay, so I'll do it. I'll do the Chinese. You do the Spanish. We'll get some more people and we'll tell the whole world. And we'll get better as we talk about ourselves and how we're learning and getting better. Okay, have a great night. See you later.